All right, hopefully this will be fairly quick, and then you can do your few problems at the end. So we're going to do something today called synthetic division. So this is kind of like fake division that gets you an answer, a correct answer. Instead of doing long division, we're going to do like a little trick. But first, let's review a couple other things. So you already know how to divide a polynomial. So like this is a polynomial by a monomial. So remember, poly is like many, so this is many parts. And you learned what a polynomial looks like in class already. So if you had to do this problem, like you've done this in Algebra 1, you just do each part divided by that, right? So 10 divided by 2 leaves you a 5, and x to the third and x cancels out to x squared. Negative 12 divided by 2 leaves you negative 6, and x squared over x leaves you with an x. 5x divided by 2x. Now the 5 and 2 don't divide, so I'll just like put a fraction. And x over x makes cancels out. And then here, this last one doesn't really divide, but 4 does divide by 2 and make 2. And then there's an x still on the bottom, so I just write 2 over x. Oops, x. My brain did not do what I wanted. Anyway, so if you had to do that, you could. You could also write it like this. You could write 5x squared minus 6x plus 5 halves, and you write this 2 as 2x to the negative 1. So if you wanted to, you could bring the x up and put a negative exponent if you really needed to. But anyway, you know how to do that. So if a polynomial is in factored form, you can easily divide it by a binomial if the binomial matches one of the factors. So like this isn't factored yet, but you guys know how to factor this. So multiplies with 35 and makes 2, 7 and 5. If I do minus 7 plus 5. And then notice this x plus 5 with the denominator, they match. So it has to be the whole piece, right? You can't just have an x or a 5. You have to have the whole expression. If I really wanted to, I could kind of put parentheses around that too, so it would look better. But these cancel. So this divides into x minus 7. So when you divide those, you get that. Now that's because this broke up into parts, and one of those parts matched the denominator. Okay, so we're going to be wanting to divide a polynomial like this cubic one right here by this polynomial. And you know, this is a linear term, just like that was a linear. It's a binomial because it has 2 parts, but I can do that by something called synthetic division. All right, so it's going to look like this sometimes, or you could see this problem with the division sign and then that afterwards. So either way, you'll see it in both. Now, this problem can be done using long division. So long division with polynomials looks like this. It's a little bit more work. So we're going to learn synthetic division first, but I'm going to show you how like it matches this. And then we're going to learn long division later in class. All right, so here we go. So what you do, you look down here. You take the opposite of this number, so like the 0 basically. So if it's x minus 4, then 4 is the 0. So you put that number and you put a little box around it, like a little half box. Then you take all the coefficients from here. So this is a 1x to the third, so 1. It's a negative 2x squared, negative 2, then negative 22, and 40. Now, one important thing, these have to be in order, like 3, 2, 1, 0, all right? Like this third, second, first. Look at this one, all jumbled up. We're going to have to fix that first. Okay, leave a little space and draw a line, okay, because we're going to write some numbers here. So the first number always just comes straight down. So you put a 1. Then you multiply and add. So 1 times 4 is 4. This adds up. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Then I do it again until I'm done. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 22 plus 8 is negative 14. All right, and negative 14 times 4. Oh, let's see, that's 56. Negative 56. Add that up, that's negative 16. So this number right here is your remainder, okay? And we're going to write our answer in a special way, so this is equal to. Now, we just took an x to the third, so everything up here we divided by x minus 4. So we took this expression and divided by x minus 4. So every x here got reduced by 1x. So x to the third became x squared because we got 1x taken out. So when I start my answer right here, you start it with 1 lower. If this was x to the third, this must be x squared. And then it just trickles down, like these all trickle down. So this is x, and then that's nothing at all. So look, see that answer right there? It's exactly what's up here. Magic. All right, so my answer is x squared, I don't need to write the 1, plus 2x minus 14. and the 16 is negative, so I'm going to put minus, and what you do is you take 16 and put it over what you were dividing by. Right, so that's the answer to that. Today you're just learning like the process of this, and we'll see what it's for later, because we actually don't want a remainder, but these are just practice problems just to like learn the process. Okay, so here we go with this one. So everything's in order, so I'm going to put a positive 3 in the box. I'm going to write these numbers: 1, negative 4, negative 9, and 36. Leave a little space, draw a line. All right, bring the first number down, multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Add these up. This adds up to negative 1. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Add these up, makes negative 12. All right, then I'm multiplying negative 12 times 3, so it's negative 36. Oh, this is special. This adds up to 0. So when it's 0, we're so happy because that means the remainder is 0. So x to the third was what I started with, and that means this is going to be x squared, and that's going to be x, and then that's nothing at all. So the answer to this problem is x squared minus x minus 12. And so that's great. So when the remainder is 0, that's really nice. That's what we're going to want in the future. All right, this next one. So in this next problem, it's all jumbled up. So we have to put it in order. We have to put it in standard form. So 2x to the fourth should be first. So I'm going to cross that off as I go. Plus 5x to the third. Then the square. Then the minus x. And then the minus 2. All right, so x plus 2 is what I'm dividing by. So that means I put a negative 2 in the box. Then I put my numbers: 2, 5, 3, and notice 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing. So they're all there and they're all in order. Negative 1, and negative 2. So this one's a little longer because it was x to the fourth. Leave a little space, draw a line. First number comes down, 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Now I add 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Now I add 1 again. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Now I add, I get negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. Add up to 4. So there's my remainder. And my problem, this was x to the fourth, so I start with x to the third. Then x squared, then x. So there's my answer. So my answer is 2x to the third plus 1x squared plus 1x minus 3. The remainder is positive, so I say plus 4 over x plus 2. Okay. All right, I have one more little problem to do. Oh, 2 more. All right, so I'm dividing by x plus 3, so I'm going to put a negative 3 in the box. Now this one, this is missing an x, right? So it's missing the x term. So when something's missing, you have to do a special, and you have to put a 0 in its spot to hold its place. So we have 1x to the third, 5x squared, put a 0 because it's missing the x term, and then a negative 18. All right, here we go. Bring a 1 down. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Add this up to 2. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Adds up to negative 6. Multiplies to 18. And 0. Oh, yay! All right, so this was x to the third, so I start with x squared, and then x, and then nothing. So my answer is x squared plus 2x minus 6. No remainder. All right, stop the video for a second. Try this one. All right, so let's see what you got. It's all in order. So negative 2 in the box, 4, 1, negative 5, 12. So you should have had 4, negative 8, negative 7, 14. Oh, let's see, 9, and negative 18, and then negative 6 remainder. All right, so your answer should have been, oh, this is not supposed to be here. Sorry. All right, your answer should have been x squared and x, so 4x squared minus 7x plus 9 minus 6 over x plus 2. Okay, all right, so your job is to do these 4 problems, okay, and write the answers, how we were writing the answers. Do notice that these are nice in order, and they have different letters, but just use n's instead of x's, or k's instead of x's, a's instead of x's. But do notice this is jumbled around a bit, and I think it's missing a piece. Over here, it's jumbled around, 3, 2, 1, nothing, but it's not missing anything. Okay, so just be careful. All right, I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.